devastating news that we have been covering is the Sikkim Flash Flood that has happened. We saw the visuals coming in from Sikkim, and the death toll is rising constantly. I'm just going to quickly read out for the viewers that how the Times of India is covering and what is the latest update on Sikkim Flash Floods that took place a day before yesterday. It says that Sikkim Flash Flood toll death rises to 38. Bodies found in Bengal and Bangladesh. 78 still missing, 4 army men among dead. The human toll in Wednesday glacial lake outburst flood caused by the high altitude South Lhonak reservoir in North Sikkim imploding into a giant cascade down the Teesta basin soared to 38 on Thursday, including 4 of the 22 army personnel reported missing since the catastrophe. At least 78 people will still to be traced more than 24 hours after the flash flood coursed through several districts, raising fears of more casualty as the clock ticks away. The army, whose camps in the region suffered extensive damage in the flash flood early Wednesday, hasn't officially confirmed if any of its missing personnel are among the dead. So we were talking about 22 army personnel who went missing. The news has coming in from Sikkim that 4 of them are dead and 78 people are still missing. I mean, look at the visuals, Adrika, the way the destruction
and the numbers could be so much higher, Nancy.
Definitely. I mean, whenever something like this happened, the death toll will go, will rise. Still, there is chance, there is possibility because 78 people are missing, and the flood came. I guess it's been 2 days now that the flood had occurred in Sikkim. So, whatever. I mean, I just don't even want to imagine what people of Sikkim are going through, and what the army in Sikkim has. Are facing a lot of the kind of backlash that they got. Their vehicles got submerged, the base campsite has gone. 23
as much
of them
as 40 vehicles is what we were reading, army vehicles.
Yeah, so I mean, whatever is going through, we saw the visuals, we saw 2 bridges were completely destroyed. I mean, it looks like they never existed. A road was cut in half in Sikkim.
The visuals scream devastation, Nancy.
Definitely. I mean, whatever is happening in Sikkim is something that is very concerning and troubling. I mean, what are you picking up, Adrika?
Apart from the fact that it of course really breaks everyone's heart who right now is aware of Sikkim's situation, that an uncalled for tragedy has been unleashed on Sikkim and people are struggling. The death toll and the updates regarding it are constantly rising. Whenever we report numbers to you, we are not even sure. There's this eerie inside the both of us that we are reporting the death toll as so much, so but there could be a lot more, and people are struggling. We don't know where does the onus lie. But very quickly, I'm going to read what various stakeholders are saying here, the authorities are saying here. So I'm going to quickly read what the Indian Express is reporting about the Sikkim Chief Minister Prem Singh Tamang, and he says a high level of meeting was convened at the Minto Kogang to assess the current situation and evaluate the extent of damages. I have issued instructions to all the pertinent officials, departments, district magistrates and superintendents of police to maintain a state of heightened vigilance and attend to requirements of the affected public with utmost diligence. In order to ensure accurate and timely information dissemination, the Chief Secretary will provide daily updates to the press. The flash floods in Teesta River triggered by the cloudburst in Lhonak Lake in North Sikkim caused the accumulation of huge quantity of water towards the Chukthang Dam and destroying the power infrastructure before moving downstream. According to the government, the flood destroyed 11 bridges. Last day we were, just yesterday on page 1 we were reading that we had the information of 2 bridges being destroyed. Today the numbers that we are getting by the Indian Express, 11 bridges have been destroyed. 11 bridges. It takes years and years to build and maintain those bridges, and just 3 days. I'm assuming a lot happened in just a single day, but reports, the reports have this nature that we get numbers later. So 11 bridges is what in fact we've been getting. And we also know that the Chuktan town bore in maximum brunt of the flood, and the NH10, the considered lifeline of the state, sustained extensive damage. So we know that now this town has been cut off from the entire state. There is no communication, there's no transport, because the NH10 has taken a lot of toll and damage to itself. So yes, Nancy, a lot of updates coming in. Every time you read an excerpt out of the newspaper about Sikkim, it just breaks my heart.
And the worst part is, Adrika, it's not like I can just come out and say, oh, it was a natural disaster and the way it happened. It looks like there are a lot of, it was a 2021 report that had warned that something like this will happen in Sikkim, because the conditions there, the dams, the way the dams are being constructed in Sikkim, that is something that is, was concerning in 2021 as well. And I think the government and the authorities, they completely neglected it, and that is why all of this is happening. And I was just reading about it, one interesting aspect that says that Sikkim is a time bomb. Sikkim glacier lake size trebled in 3 decades before bursting. So for 3 years, this was something that was bound to happen, because the way ISRO also released a picture, of the glaciers, that the lake size trebled in 3 decades. North Sikkim, south the Lhonak Lake, the epicenter of the massive flash flood that ravaged the region on Wednesday, had been literally bursting at the seams after more than tripling in size from 0.42 square kilometer to 1.35 square kilometer in less than 3 decades. So, the dams that, the water release from the dam that we were talking about, that was actual cause, and the cloudburst that we were talking about. I mean, this was something that could have been avoided if the government, if the government would have decided not to neglect it, would have decided to take some actions against it. This all could have been avoided, and the loss of lives that we are reporting right now, and the loss of infrastructure, the loss of, it's going to cost a lot to build those 2 bridges, to build that road again. I mean, that infrastructure is actually not going to, how are they going to compensate just because they decided not to? Because we have seen that bodies are being found in Bangladesh and Bengal. I mean, you can imagine the way the water the force of the water,
yes,
that the bodies are now being found in Bangladesh and Bengal. So I think the destruction is, my heart goes out to the people of Sikkim, and I just hope that, we get to the crux of it. Normalcy is returned back in Sikkim. But these are the things that, we have to hold the government accountable and the authorities
there
accountable.
There is no excuse for loss of human life at that level. At that level, there is no compensation for the loss of life.
Definitely. I mean, I was just reading about it, that this was a known vulnerability. Everybody knew that.
There were reports that suggested, Nancy, that the lake, the lake is so much vulnerable to such after effects, and the aftermath is going to be devastating, and that is what people of Sikkim are dealing with. My heart goes out to the people of Sikkim and all the struggles that they have to withstand right now. So yes, death tolls constantly rising, 11 bridges as of now being reportedly damaged, a lot in NH10 that kind of serves as a lifeline for the Chukthang town of Sikkim has been destroyed. So yes, a lot of updates coming in here. We will keep you updated about the death toll and the damage undertaken by Sikkim.